what you've told us so far is very much you are very independent, very self-sufficient, and you're making these decisions for yourself about kind of going into a boarding school, then going to the US to one college, transferring 2 years later to another college. Where do you think those skills actually came in for you as a junior golfer? I mean, what we've talked about recently on our social media and things is how parents have that role to play and what they're doing for their child to make them independent and make them self-sufficient. How was that relationship for you? You obviously mentioned that it was your granddad that was taking you. You were following kind of your brother's footsteps as well. What involvement did kind of mom, dad have in that? And do you think that they were part of making you that self-sufficient, independent person that you are?
100%. As you say, I'm very independent. I guess I have made my own decisions like through the golfing way, but my mum still helps with my golfing schedule every summer and stuff like that. So I'm not very independent. You give me a lot more credit.
We didn't notice the smirk.
I want to hear how your parents are involved. Yeah.
We had a similar conversation on social media with Maggie Whitehead recently, who's she doesn't know whether she's coming or going. She'll admit, hopefully she watches this, but
she needs to ask her mum.
Her parents basically manage everything for her, and she just focuses on golf, which I can imagine works. When you're talking about a sport that requires that sort of level of concentration and things.
But as you were growing up, did you find that you were independent immediately, or did you find that your parents were kind of doing things for you a lot and helping you out here or there? One of our things today, one of our social media posts was about helping your child tee up, for example, or helping them read the greens, that kind of thing. How involved were your parents in that sense, or was it a case of no, you need to be self-sufficient at this, and they kind of backed off? There's lots of different approaches that we've heard about. So
well, I say in the background, my parents were a massive help, like just sorting all the tournaments out, taking me back and forth. I can't thank them enough for that. They've been so
taxi drivers.
Yeah, exactly. Don't tell them that. But on the other hand, when it actually comes to my golf, I probably have been pretty self-sufficient, because obviously my parents don't play golf. They're not the ones to know how to green read or anything like that. I mean, every now and again, my dad tries to tell me how to do something in golf, and I've just put my head in my hands and I'm trying. So yeah, definitely getting self-sufficient on the golf course. But I mean, it's been a lot of help. I mean, being away from home when I was at boarding school, they gave me a lot of help there. And then obviously just seeing my coach quite a lot, so he's helping me. That I'm out on that golf course a lot by myself, practicing by myself a lot. It's a pretty lonely game, very lonely game. I practice a lot.
I think that's the thing. I mean, amongst all the glamour of watching the top 10, your John Rahms, your McIlroys, your Dustin Johnsons, I think there's a very small percentage of people that that get to that level. And I think that there's what you don't see behind the TV screens is that there's thousands and thousands of players grinding away on the practice range, on the putting green, in the bunkers, trying to fulfill their dreams. And at times it can be, it is a very lonely sport. It's not like you've got teammates around you and you're sharing the success with them. It's ultimately down to yourself, when it comes to being on the golf course.
Yeah, of course. And there are so many good players out there, and I found that especially in America, everyone thinks, D1 is the best and all that, but D1 is just about how much money a university has. That's how they're D1, and how big it is, how much money and how big they are. But you go and play D2 golf, and there's some unbelievable players still, like lots and lots of really, really good players. And you think there's so many universities in Division 2, there's so many universities in Division 1 and Division 3. So many major players, and that's just in America. What about the people who haven't gone to university? And that's either going to make you or break you. But luckily, it's given me the motivation to work hard and keep grinding on my game.